everybody! Today we are going to make a super simple 10-minute project. We are going to do a reusable produce bag. Very simple, two pieces of material that you need. Very easy to do. So all you gotta do is pull this guy out. There we go. Like that, extra lightweight. You pull it over, you can put all the produce in there that you want. You can make these any size that you want to. I'll just show you the size that I'm making for my little family of 3 today. So as far as materials go, I found this really lightweight mesh in the sporting materials section at Joann's. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna utilize that, the selvage edge to my advantage for the top of my bag, so I don't have to like steal anything up or do any top stitching or anything weird. So I found this. It came in really stark white, but I really wanted it to be a little bit more muted because sometimes produce has a little bit of dirt on it here and there, and I don't want anything stark white that I have to wash every time I use it. So I actually tea dyed this, which was super easy. I just used a few tea bags. It's the middle of summer right now, so I put all the fabric in a pot with a few tea bags on my porch and just let it sit for a couple hours, ran a couple errands, came back, and it was a little bit off-white, so it's perfect. I'm also going to be using, macrame cord as my cording to go around the very top. I should mention that my fabric piece is 10 inches by 10 inches. Again, you can make it any size that you want to. That's just what size is ideal for us. And then I have 24 inches of cord here, and we're going to nip off a little bit at the end. That gave me a little bit of extra room just in case I goofed anything up. So 24 inches of macrame cord. In order to cut perfect squares, I obviously used my rotary board like I always do. A straight edge is good to have, with a ruler on it is fantastic, and then I also have my rotary cutter. I also pulled out my seam ripper just in case. It's my good luck seam ripper. If I pull it out, I end up not needing it, but if I forget to pull it out, I end up needing it a lot. So I always have it out for every single project for that purpose. I also am going to be using my handy dandy scissors because we need to cut a few things here and there. And for the cord, in order to, we're going to end up weaving it through the fabric. You're going to need a little bit, if you use that cord, you can use really anything. You can use shoelaces or really anything you want. I'm going to be using a little bit of Scotch tape just to tie around the very tip and make myself a little point so I can easily weave it through all those little pieces or holes in the mesh, essentially. I am going to be serging this, but you could definitely use a sewing machine, or you can really easily hand sew. So I will kind of show you step by step how we're going to do it. I'll pull everything together and walk you through, and then this is literally like a 10-minute project. So I'll actually time myself and see how long it takes me and let you guys know. Okay, so let's say it took me 5 minutes to figure out what size I wanted of mesh, to cut it out, and then to cut my string out. Starting our timer. Perfect. All right, I am going to serge. I want to leave that selvage edge open. So I'm going to serge this side, and then the very bottom down there all together. One thing to note if you are using a serger is that sergers, like at least mine, likes to bunch up a little bit like this. That's an extra easy fix. What I make sure that I do is make sure that I have a little bit of tail when I cut my fabric at the cut my thread at the very end, and you just pull it out a little bit like this on either side, and it'll get rid of that bunchiness. It'll pull everything out and straighten it. So then you've got that, no more bunchies. So now you should basically have your bag. You just have a couple loose ends to cut off there. So I'll do that really quick. I am going to tape off an edge of my cording here. You really don't need that much to sit on. You can't really see. Teeny tiny piece. Wrap it around super tight and you'll have something that looks along the lines of this, so you have a little bit of taper at the very top there to be able to weave through the fabric. And what I want to do is, it is inside out, so I want to flip it right side out. Perfect. All right, cute little baggie. And I'm going to start at one end and then I'm just going to weave myself all the way around. And what you want to do is I'm going to start close to the top, not the very, very top, but close to it. I'm going to go in and then I'm going to skip, I don't know, 3 or 4 little holes and then come back my way. That's probably pretty hard to see. Perfect. So as you can see, there we go. We're going to go back. Perfect. So we're weaving in and out there. So I'm going to do that all the way around and then our bag is going to be almost done. All right. So now you should have something that looks along the lines of this with both of your pieces of cord coming out one end. What you want to do is tie both of those together in a big knot. Make sure it's super, super tight. Okay. And then just nip the ends off like so. And then you have yourself a reusable produce bag ready to go. Let's see what our time is. Right, stop. 9 minutes and 14 seconds. Not half bad. All right, so you've got yourself a reusable produce bag. You can use it for a lot of things. I'm going to use it for produce. You can make them any size. They're extra simple. The materials are really cheap. I got a ton of this. I think this was like $6 or something for this whole roll and or whole spool. And I'm going to have to find more projects to utilize this. And make sure I use it all. It doesn't sit in my sewing stuff for 10 years. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and I'm going to do my best to put out as many useful videos as I can. Thank you so much.